I don't know, maybe some Yules, Blink on Mars. I feel like that's something you need because your catch is really damn small. Like, it's insufficient on Nemiga.
I definitely think this Mars, it's all going to come down to here. Like, Papango lane should be acceptable through middle, but they need to enable Mars, and then you just keep hunting this Ember Spirit whilst PA is farming. I think that's also what frustrates me about their draft, is Gyrocopter can show up with just BKB or Aghanim Scepter, one or the other, and still be effective in a fight. PA is just not that hero. You need like 2-3 items to arrive. So there's just, the early spike just feels so much easier for Navi to accomplish and reach.
It's an interesting matchup. If you choose your fights properly, maybe you can join a bit earlier with PA this game. Maybe. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at this. Going to block the graveyard, getting some observer wards out. Okay.
He has already embraced his support role.
They're like, PA, buddy, you know what kind of game this is going to be for you? Don't worry, we'll play 4v5 for like 20 minutes, 25, and then we'll let you know when you can get involved.
It's pretty smart, right? Like, you're playing into Gyro and Beastmaster, blocking the Ancients is probably a really good idea. So she does that immediately. That's XS Vampire, by the way, this guy, Daniel. Yeah, that was his nickname before.
I know XX Vampire. I remember that name.
I remember it as well. He used to spam, I think, like Rubik and Io in pubs long time ago. So it was pretty good.
It now. Yeah. Game 1. Navi versus Nemiga. Both of them, it is the upper bracket, so losing isn't the worst thing in the world. You can find yourself having a lower bracket run still, but it's always better to take the easy route into the latter portion of the tournament.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
What's happening in these lanes? Anything crazy so far, Snare? You ask me always the same question, I'll ask you. Where are we gonna see some bloodshed early on?
Bottom lane has some potential for bloodshed, I think. Top, maybe a bit more in the top lane. I don't know, because both lanes have a little bit of heal. They have some repositioning. So it's... Actually, we might have one of those games where it's fairly quiet for a while. I think that's going to be the case, yeah. Top lane...
Quiet?
Like, yeah, it's going to be quiet, man. People will trade hits, but just trade regen.
Wait.
Kind of kill each other.
Laning stage quiet in Eastern Europe. I don't think that goes together. Like I look at these lanes, I feel like there's just a ton of kill potential on both sides. So we'll see, yeah. Like maybe some spear to the tower on Gyro or some stun spear on top. Same goes on bottom lane. Like they just have a ton of damage. All of these heroes. PA and Phoenix probably not the strongest combo, but they can get on top of Lion easily.
All right, how about this? I bet you that 4 minutes, we still won't have a first blood by 4 minutes.
I bet you 1,000 shekels that we will have it.
All right, I got you. 1,000 shekels on the line. Vazia, don't do this to me, buddy.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go.
He's getting ran down right now, but homing missile hits him, but he's a bit too far away on the gyrocopter to finish him off.
Chase.
Scream also falling low, but no. He protects my shekels and makes sure no first blood happens.
Oh, no. My dreams and hopes in shambles. They're now just gonna chill. No one is gonna fight. I can see it. Snare was right. I was left.
Now there's still hope. Malady is playing a bit aggressive right now. Does have 6 1 charges on the stick, so just waiting for Hellscream to draw out the spell. They're gonna jabait him deeper into a fight.
What I'm hoping for is the Lotus. Like 3-minute jabait Lotus. Let's go 3. Go for it, Melody. He wants it.
Thought Nature's Grasp, so he's trying to zone them away so he can get the Lotus. He's going for it. He's gonna get it. And they're too far away to stop him. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. I feel like you might have been correct at this point. But maybe they're just debating you, we'll see. I have faith. I have faith in my Slavic brothers.
Let's go. Some action could still break out. If the lanes do just keep going as static as they are, which team do you think benefits the most from that situation?
I think they all lose their passports. They're not... They can't be Slavs, cold Slavs any longer. No kills, 4 minutes in. Slav cards revoked. But
Sorry, y'all.
what did you ask again? Who has an advantage, or?
Yeah, who benefits most from just like a quiet early game?
Well, it depends on the last stats, right? So far, what's going on? Who's suffering?
Daniel!
Let's go!
Fire! It's gonna end up being first blood, but it's just over 4 minutes. Counts for me. Mid lane, we also saw Malrine able to get the kill with the help of Hellscream onto the Ember Spirit. So
rigged.
Quick kills for Nemiga right after the 4-minute mark. Thanks,
Rigged.
boys.
Rigged. My shekels. Anyway, well, right now it obviously benefits Nemiga, right? Like they got on point on 2 different lanes, 2 kills, especially the one on mid lane. Being able to, damn, like Pangolier versus Ember. This lane shouldn't be this difficult. Like, he has a full level on him.
Yep. Straight up level. So very shortly we could be seeing Malrine with the 6-minute runes making a rotation elsewhere on the map to see what kind of action he can cook up in the top lane. Have a lot of HP being lost from Hellscream, but has some 1 charges, heat of homing missile under a tower, so should be A-okay.
Yeah, Pangolier, look at that. He's already level 6. He might... Nah, he's just gonna go back mid, right? Takes that bounty, rotates back mid.
Yeah. If he had boots, he might have made the move to the top lane, but without the boots or a haste rune, it would take a little bit of time for him to arrive. Rather just get farm middle, put more pressure onto Meloyo on this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, you have a level on him, so any sort of rotation, he's in way more danger than you are at the moment on the mid lane, so he has to be more careful. Looking at the sidelines, those side lanes, nothing extreme happening at the moment, right? Only extreme thing is this Mars and his last hits. Like, he's extremely underfarmed. Malik
might get a kill onto Malik down bottom here. The Fire Spirits have connected. 1 more right click is all they need. And Violent was very disciplined about not making the initial jump onto the Beastmaster. Not gonna get trapped under the tower. In the meantime, Malady will find himself taking a tumble in this mid lane after they force out Malrine to use his first Rolling Thunder. And with the help of Hellscream, it's a very easy kill to pick up.
Yeah, he's taking this bounty rune on bottom, but I don't think he can rotate down. If he might, but it doesn't have Rolling Thunder, so probably for the best just return mid, continue farming. Defend the tower, it has a Carti anyway.
He's actually so farmed on this Pango. This Diffusal beta is going to arrive very quickly in this game. That'll open up so much space on the map. And that's one of the keys, right? We were talking about them depressing the Ember Spirit in the early game. But if this Pango can get off to a good start, we've already seen in other regions just how much work this guy can put all by his lonesome, applying solo pressure on the enemy team.
Yeah, there are some nice things against him, like you have the Treant, right? Like you also have the Roar, Phoenix is dead.
Yeah.
So it's not the cleanest game for Pango. It's not like one of those free games, but it's still pretty solid. I feel like the game is much easier for Ember to play overall. If he has a decent start, until some Blink Yules on Mars, he should be, if Mars even buys that, should be kind of free to do whatever. Not a lot of catch.
But Ember should have phase boots once getting 1 more CS, and at that point we start thinking about where can he possibly go to leverage his influence on the map. If they could kill Violent and slow down this PA and use the timing on Malik to push out this tier 1 tower, man, that would feel so good for them.
That'd probably be one of those like textbook moves, right? Like your Beastmaster gets the Dominator, it's flying out right now. You utilize it for the tower. But you need to be careful because Pango has had a really good time, right? And usually when you're not pressured, you're just farming up the jungle. You always have enough regen, enough of HP and mana to join the fights, resources. And people underestimate how much just pressuring someone means. You know, he's always on the back foot, TPing base or regioning or using all his mana just to recover.
You're in that off-lane syndrome, man. You're in that Mars situation where you're spending the whole game, you get to BKB, blink, and nothing else. You're just playing the game from the back foot.
Yeah, it's just about these early game rotations and how they measure up. If you're having a bad start, it's much easier, it's much harder for you to answer all the rotations. Hellscream should be fine.
So, still very light on kills overall. Haven't seen the Ember make a move just yet. Daniel is nearby him though with a smoke, and I think they're going to use it. They're going to try and do something, it looks like. There we go. Smoke popped. And the target is indeed going to be bottom. Classic rotation, like you mentioned. But the Pangolier is aware of this. He's already nearby, waiting in the wings with Rolling Thunder to break this up. And a perfect scan. It's directly onto these heroes.
Yeah, they're just reading them like an open book. Like, this is really nicely done from Nemiga, unless they leave.
Let's see what they do. They actually might go top lane. Oh, look who comes bottom. Malady took the twin gate. He was going to try and make a pincer maneuver happen. Instead, he springs the trap of Nemiga, ends up dead and wasting a lot of time for the Navi lineup.
That's the wrong neighborhood.
Hashtag outplayed, bro. Like you said, they're reading them like an open book. They knew what was coming. They go to the right chapter, they check the index, make the turnaround play.
Hashtag my dog is barking so hard I'm muting myself all the time, but yeah, like it was an interesting play. I guess 3 and being down bottom also helps Navi a little bit because they don't fall into that trap, they don't overcommit. So in the end they just lose a position 5. Better a position 5 than a full blown fight, right?
That's definitely true.
Mars deeping bottom.
Though. They're coming bottom with Mars, and they're going to try use the first arena of the game. Raw connects before the spear, so Vazia unable to make the full combo happen onto Malik. As a result, this Beastmaster is still alive. He's taking quite a lot of damage though, and after this Rolling Thunder and a couple of right clicks, his life will eventually come to an end. That is a kill onto him, but that's a 4-hero rotation to make that happen. Not the worst thing in the world for Navi.
It's not really that difficult to leave now. You have the twin gates. These 4-man rotations, they're not what they used to be. Back in the day, you do that, you lose so much. But right now, you just use the twin gate, go back top, life is good. They did lose mid though, and that's quite big.
Mid tower gone. Ember Spirit gets back just before Hellscream connects with any spells. Okay. So Navi, they get a tier 1 tower mid. They're still getting farm on the gyrocopter top. And I think Nemiga realized they want more out of the map because they smoke again here, Liz. Hellscream and Roger heading to the top lane.
Yeah, they're just moving a lot, but can they convert into taking towers? That's the question. Let's see. Shigetsu
aware that something is awry here, getting himself well back. Vazia sadly did not have access to an arena to block him in. So Shigetsu's fine. He's actually not going straight for BKB Ags. He started with the Chrysalis. Been seeing more of the gyrocopters go for the mini crit first into the Aghanim Scepter. Means you have an astonishing amount of damage output by the time the Ags arrives.
Yeah, it's a good old build. There was Ags build, there's also this build, like Ags, and then you go crit or crit into Ags. It's not that bad. Bot lane, Egg has been used, but you need to swap for this.
Yeah. It's whatever. We got the tier 1 tower down to a 3rd HP. We dodge a rotation to the top lane. We're not going to be able to get the counter tower immediately, but Melior's still going to try. He's in the area on the Ember Spirit, trying to make sure that these creeps keep getting zoned away. Maybe you catch someone out, but no. Instead, they're going to go back middle. Look what they find. They see Violence by himself. Do they have the damage to make this happen? Daniel does not have access to Finger of Death. He's shy by maybe 2 creeps. And as a result, Violence will survive and get himself to safety.
Yeah, he didn't get the level 6, and also they missed the searing chains on PA, so just not enough damage to take her down at this point. You need a Finger. PA is having a pretty decent farm. Same goes for Pango and Gyro. What I'm really surprised about the new patch, or the last couple of weeks of the new patch at least, is the offlaners aren't really, interestingly enough, dominating as much. I see a lot of games in which they're sacked. Obviously, Beast is a different kind. He's still gonna recover, but teams aren't as reluctant to just leave the offlane. You know, sack him, rotate around mid, use the twin gate more often.
That probably coincides with how heavily focused a lot of these games have been towards the carry performance, right?
Roger, my man, I know we're boomers, both me and you, but Midas?
Instituting that Midas technology, man. Top lane, Right now, Vazia not gonna get killed off. He might actually make a turnaround. Gets a young Arena out onto Malady. The spear follow-up misses. Doesn't get the connection, but they might still have the damage overall. At the same time, Shigetsu going onto Hellscream. Malady's still alive. Malreen's gonna chase him down, but it's taking so long. Rolling Thunder puts him very low, but it still doesn't finish him. Melayul even shows up to finally bring down Hellscream. But Malady was able to make so much space for his lineup that they get a counter kill. It doesn't interrupt them all that much.
Yeah, they're really not letting this bottom lane fall. Like, look, again, Bangalore just TPs in, 14 minutes in. It's very rare to see a Beastmaster not take a tier 1 tower by minute 14. They're just, yeah, it's their tower, and no one is taking it.
Amazing what you'll find laying on.
Speaking of protecting towers, we now have a point into the living armor from Malady. So if you fail to take their towers, they can begin the healing job, making sure that these things stay as topped up as possible.
I'm still thinking about the Midas, by the way. Like back in the day, there was a patch or two in which Midas was decent on Phoenix. Like, this item overall isn't that bad on the hero. Phoenix is a type of a hero who, like, it's nice to have items on him, but like, no matter what you buy, it will still be fine. Very nicely done by the Wildkin.
That was so nice. South Hurricane to get onto the high ground. Phoenix will try to get out of this. Fire Spirits are out onto Melee.
No,
they have the attacks? They do. Just the final one before it triggers out. Melayul gets that. In the meantime, Malik was able to push down the tier 1 tower at long last.
Yeah, two heroes will almost certainly kill the egg. Always, as long as they're in position when the egg is...
They're waiting for Beastmaster, and I think they might certainly kill him as well. Rolling Thunder out. They got the Diffusal Blade swashbuckle hits, so
yep.
Malik will end up 100% dead there.
What's also nice for them is they managed to dodge the gank on top lane at the same time. So Violent actually dodges the gank while they're killing Beast. He was literally threading the needle between 4 heroes. Yeah, they get the Beast, and the carry survives.
Very nicely done. This game is still very, very even right now, though. Like, the overall net worth leader is this Gyrocopter, but PA, with a Battle Fury, certainly going to try her best to catch up ASAP. Gonna come down to these next few rotations, which right now Navi is trying to make towards middle to reveal the Blink Dagger, but Melayul already far enough back that he's not under threat anymore. Are they going to smoke middle? It looks like they want to. Roger's pinging it out. He has a smoke at the ready. They just need to get rid of the Cardi.
I feel like both teams should be okay with fighting right now. Maybe Nemiga have the upper hand. They smoked up and the blink is there, right? So it should be a bit easier for them.
They also have an Observer Ward that just barely scouts Shigetsu, but he's going the wrong way. This is not what they wanted. They wanted him to go left. He goes right to meet his team. And they're gonna come back. This might be a big fight here, Lizard. They jump on the Gyrocopter, they have the damage out. Arena Spear, but they don't kill him off just yet. There's been a big hold on from said Gyro. And with his Aghanim Scepter, he's laying in so much damage. Finger of Death back onto Pango, kills him off. And Gyro is still alive.
Still alive.
Too. With the Aghanim Scepter putting in so much work. Malreen trying to escape at long last at the end of the fight, but he ends up dead instead. Navi don't lose a single target. Shigetsu having a living armor on top of him, having some inner beast aura, having this Aghanim Scepter, doing so much work in the fight that it's impossible for Nemiga to bring him down.
Yeah, and so much damage. That was insane. I feel like maybe if the arena was just a... I'm not sure, actually. Is it good that the arena caught only him, or would it have been better if they caught more heroes in the arena? That's the only thing I'm thinking. But overall, really nicely done by Navi. They were the ones smoke on, so the vision wasn't completely in their favor. And they still managed to take a really good fight, saving the Gyro. The Sunray perhaps was not connecting on the Gyro for as long as it could have. But maybe an egg was necessary earlier too.
The fight that might break out again, Malady, he gets caught out first, but these heroes on Nemiga, especially Roger, not the healthiest at the moment. So not so sure they have what it takes to keep the fight going.
Yeah.
Maybe in that fight as well, if they manage to get off the supernova, that might have also been different. Some additional damage on forcing them to play around the egg, but things just went perfectly for Navi. And speaking of said supernova, it does get triggered now. They get a beautiful 2-hero stun out. Can they actually kill off this egg? No, they cannot, but
God.
will die first. Vazia, he's also going to lose his life inside the arena that he costed. At least it buys time for Malrine to roll out of here, but Malrine is sticking around. Denial's out of mana, so he can't stun him up further, but Roger might be the one get caught out. Meliol will miss with the searing chains, but they should still have the damage with the slide. Turning this into another 4 heroes dead. Yes, you get the Aegis, but man, was it expensive.
The amount of damage that Navi is dishing out, like, remember in the drafting stage we were talking about damage. This gyro just covers everything. You don't need anything more, just the Ags and crit, and it's looking ridiculous in these fights. Ember obviously helps out with Maelstrom and Orb of Corrosion spam, but damn, gyro is just doing a ton of work.
Yep. Gyrocopter, baby, and that gave him his full BKB as well. It just arrived off the courier.
Do you think PA kind of felt forced to join that fight? Because she still doesn't have a BKB, right? And very rarely do you see them join before a BKB or a Dazzle, at least after Battle Fury. But I feel like Navi won the fight earlier with Gyro being there, and PA was like, yeah, I guess I have to join too.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it at the beginning of the game, right? That's just the dynamic of having Gyro versus PA. Gyro can show up, frontline a little bit for his team, force you into an awkward engagement. And Gyro was the first one up the hill. Even though they found that easy stun onto Phoenix, he's like, with half HP, I can force this to happen, get the supernova cost only onto me. It's awesome. Fight becomes easy afterwards.
Yeah, the Living Armor, the Leech Seed, and also Overgrowth, obviously. Coming in clutch by Malady.
Treant Protector, man. I'm so happy that we started Eastern Europe game with Treant Protector, you know? Feeling like I'm watching Goblag right now. Feels great.
I'm feeling like I'm watching Illidan. Ruining my games again. Right-clicking heroes down.
This game is about to be ruined as it gets blinked on by Denial, XX Vampire. Sets up Shigetsu for an easy kill. And now we have a Gyro with a mega kill streak, a tier 2 tower about to fall. And Navi just looking completely dominant in game 1 so far.
Yeah, already going up the hill. He has to be a bit... well, does he have to be careful? I guess so. He does have BKB, but on the right side, who's caught?
Hellscream. They even overgrowth him to kill him. To be fair, he did get the Wisdom Rune for the crew, so it was a worthwhile death, but ultimately it's still very easy for Navi to kill him. And the fact that they were able to post up 3 of their cores on a tier 3 tower with their supports down bottom, and they didn't feel that afraid, that's a problem for Nemiga.
I guess because of the Vengeful, right? Like she is probably the scariest one when you're pushing high ground here. Mars is obviously one too, but being swapped into tier 4s and then speared into them is never fun.
Yeah. Did they scout that smoke? I think they did. They might have seen the smoke happening. They're set up for the fight. Navi starting to get ready. Meliol is making his way towards the area, and he definitely knew. Shigetsu was there waiting to pop a smoke. Malady's waiting in the trees. In Nemiga, this is not their area of the map, despite it being their tier 2 tower.
They have a decent ward now, and they have a level 2 egg. Maybe they could fight around that, but it's not gonna be easy. Beastmaster with the BKB, Gyro with the BKB, Ember with the BKB. These guys just wanna end this game.
Yeah. Ember Spirit will scout out Roger. He's gonna start poking him to try and draw out an early supernova. Also got hit with some flag cannon shots, so they should know there's a ward nearby. Will they de-ward it in time? Oh, what a blink back. Denial draws out the arena but doesn't die. They kill off Roger with a sleight of fist. Look at this Vengeful Spirit dying too for Hellscream. Both supports are gone and it's cost them nothing. In the meantime, homing missile connects onto Vazia. He is certainly going to die here in the trees. Denial blinks on top of him, hexes him up, sets up the very easy kill, which Meliol will happily claim. And while all this is happening, Malik and Shigetsu happy to push down the tier 2 tower, and now they're on the high ground, hoping to put damage on the tier 3 as well.
Yeah, there are some buybacks. There's still a BKB on PA if Violent moves back. It's hard to defend against without him, but Jar is already on 50% HP. If they could poke him a bit, But there's no one to poke. There's only Pango here.
Also, if this was last patch Pango, where Swashbuckle still disarmed, that could be different, but with it only applying a slow, it doesn't have as much counter push threat in these kind of situations. Although Mars is up in 5, so they need to decide right now, are we committing on are we getting the hell out? They will, oh my god! Phoenix jumped in, hoping to dissuade them from entry, ends up dead instead. Does have buyback though, will be forced to trigger it out. At the same time, they swap back Mars to keep him alive. Primal Roar onto the Phoenix, it's an instant dieback onto Roger. Violence also gets caught out on the low ground, forced to pop a BKB just to escape this fight, but he will not be allowed to do so.
GG.
There's way too much control, there's way too much damage, and the game is just way too over right now. Navi take the W, they get the team wipe, and they put themselves ahead in this best-of-3 series.
That was a bit faster than